Now we're getting to some of my favorite content. Step 3 is 2 parts. Part 1 is presented to convert, and then we're gonna get into how to build the presentation. For most people watching this, you're probably already sold on the idea of selling one to many. And I wanna show you the math that allows me to work less and get bigger results, not only for myself, but my clients. So I wanna ask you, what if you could work less than 40 hours a month and out earn what you're making working 40 hours a week? This is the lesson where I show you the math and how it's possible and how I've been able to do this and how I help my clients do this as well. Because the old way is to build a sales team, or worse, do it yourself and spend 45 minutes with someone who's never buying in the first place. You do that multiple times per day, then you have to do it all over again tomorrow. Or you hire a closer and you pay out expensive commissions, you deal with training them, managing them, and dealing with turnover when they leave you. And they bring you new clients who should never have bought in the first place. That becomes exhausting. And the new way is the conversion event. Sell to the entire room one time. Fill a room of customers who show up pre-sold, ready to do the work. You spend 1 hour per day for 5 days with them, and the right people buy your offer. And everything that you did with one person at a time now happens to an entire room. And nothing changes here. It's the same offer, same audience, but you can make 12 times more per hour. So let's say if you close 1 out of 4 sales calls at $5,000 per client, that's pretty good, right? But to get 10 clients, you'd have to take 40 sales calls. That's probably around 40 hours to make $50,000. With a challenge, I've seen people over and over again do this with less than 100 people registered. And let's say on the low end, conservatively, that 15% of that room become clients. That's only 5 hours to make $75,000 with the same offer and the same audience. You make more money and you save 35 hours and have much better clients. If you break it down per hour, that's $1,250 per hour with the sales call model. And 40 calls, 40 hours, you get 10 clients. With the challenge model, that's 5 hours live, 100 registered, 15 new clients. That's $15,000 per hour. That's a 12x return on the time that you're putting in. And you need way fewer leads. That's a tenth of the leads, 4 times the sales. Because the industry standards of math show that you need 1,000 leads to get 50 to apply. 20 of them probably qualify, if not less. And you've got to grind through those calls to get 4 clients. The challenge way, you get 100 qualified people in the room, 80 finish, 40 raise their hand, you get 15 plus new clients. I would ask you, which one are you choosing? But I think the answer is obvious. But most people would say, how do you get 100 people in the room? And how do you get 80 to finish? Well, I've run 55 challenges, and the thing I became obsessed with is show up rates, completion rates, and conversions. And it has nothing to do with sales psychology or anything like that. It's about getting people to shift the beliefs that hold them back, get them into momentum, and get them results in that time frame. Because if you get them a result in the few hours you're working with them, they can only imagine what they're going to do with your help inside of the offer that they're joining beyond the event. And as a sales funnel guy, one of my favorite parts of this model is that this enrollment process replaces multiple funnels all with one funnel. And I call it the filter funnel, as you saw earlier. It's not just the message, it's the actual customer journey that people are going through. And this separates the tire kickers from the action takers who actually invest in themselves, do the work, get results, and give you testimonials, send you referrals, and stick with you for the long haul. And all of this can happen inside of your event. And if they're doing that inside of your event, imagine what kind of clients they're going to be. They're going to do even more of this, and business becomes easier for you and results become bigger for them. And the best part is with school, you don't even need a sales funnel. Your community is the funnel. And you look around right now, you're in my community funnel. And I filmed this course once, and it's bringing in customers every single day. That is what I want for you. You could attract, activate, and send strangers into clients in days instead of weeks or months that it traditionally takes. And the best part is you could take back 120 hours every single month. And I'll show you the math on this. Now, at the time of filming this, I'm 2 weeks out from having my baby son born. And I've been thinking a lot about this. I'm tired of working 40 hours per week. What would it look like to work 40 hours a month? That's only 10 hours per week. And I could do this in just a few days, working 2 to 3 hours per day and having long weekends and more time with my family. Because you've probably heard of the 80-20 principle, where 80% of the results come from 20% of the effort. And for me, I'm realizing that the way I work is more like 90% of the results come from 10% of my efforts. And that 10% looks like this. It's maybe 1 hour per day creating content and refining your ads, 1 hour per week posting and updating creatives, 1 hour per week hosting one free training, or you could evergreen that, which I have, 10 to 15 hours per month hosting one signature event. You add that up, it's only 40 hours per month. And these are the activities that matter. It's 1/4 of the time to produce 4x the results. Because the traditional business model shows that you got to work 40 hours per week to make this work. That's 160 hours per month. The challenge model, it's 10 hours per week, only 40 hours per month. Again, another dumb question. Which one sounds better to you? It's obviously the business that you own, not the business that owns you. So now that we got the math out of the way, and whether you've done live presentations or now you're deciding that this is the way for you, you might be thinking, but I don't know what to present. And maybe you've done 5-day challenges, you've done webinars, and the way that you've learned is by watching other people's. I get it. I've studied the best of the best, but things change so often. And that's why I personally learned by doing. And if you've gotten as far as you have by just watching others, I can only imagine when I give you the fuel to pour on the fire that you've already built. So you've seen the math, it's undeniable, but at this point, people think the same thing. What do I talk about for an hour a day for 5 days? We're going to solve that in the next step. So your action step right now is to answer this in the comments of the pinned post below. If I replace my current model with one event converting X amount of clients a month, then I would bring in blank per month. So what you're going to do is fill in the number of what you feel that you could close in one event. If you run multiple events to make an offer, let's do the math on how many clients you believe you can take on per month, or at least the goal that you have. And then multiply that by the price of your offer. And hopefully since the start of this course, you've raised your prices, multiply that number of clients by the new price of your offer, and you're going to put that number here. All right, so scroll down, click on this pinned post and write that statement out. And once you're done, head over to step 4. We're going to show you how to build your presentation the easier and much faster way. And I'll see you there.